Jesus is the Christ. This is the gospel of the Bible. I've been sharing about that continuously. It's what the apostles preached, what the early church preached, and it's also the purpose of the Bible according to John chapter 20:31. It's absolutely important to understand and believe Jesus as the Christ. In John chapter 17 verse 3 it says, "Now this is eternal life, that they know you, the only true God, and Jesus Christ whom you have sent." Knowing is eternal life, that's what the verse says. More precisely, knowing God and His Son is eternal life. Judging from this verse, we can understand how important it is to know Jesus Christ. That's why we've been exploring the meaning of Jesus being the Christ and trying to understand deeply. It's very important. Why did the Christ come to the earth? Why did God send the Christ? Christ came to solve problems that mankind faces and to rescue man from the fatal state they're in. There are numerous problems in our life, but all of them are traced back to Genesis chapter 3. In Genesis chapter 3, Satan certainly existed before the fall of man. Due to the deception of Satan, mankind sinned. And as a result of the sin, mankind was separated from God in the end. All problems are originated from here. For example, in Genesis chapter 3, from verse 16 to 24. The source of all the symptoms we have is the separation from God, sin, and Satan. Ironically, mankind has no ability to fix these fatal problems. No man can beat Satan. No man can be free from sin. People cannot remove their own sins and the sins of others. All are in the midst of state where they can find God and reach Him on their own. All mentioned state which cannot be resolved by man's effort. This emerged from being separated from God and sin and Satan. Therefore, God promised Messiah knowing that we cannot solve these fundamental problems on our own. What can we do to fix these fundamental problems, and how can we understand them? Through this and next video, I will talk about Satan, and next 2 consecutive videos I will deal with sin, and the next 2 will explore more about the separation from God. I pray that God will allow His grace to open our eyes even more. There are so much to say about Satan, and it's difficult to cover all the contents within the short period of time. But one thing for sure is that he certainly exists. I will go through a few general facts about Satan. Ezekiel chapter 28 verse 12 through 15 uses a metaphor of the king of Tyrus to describe Satan. The verses portray Satan as a perfect model, full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. When he was created, the workmanship of tabrets and pipes were prepared. He was anointed as a guardian cherub. The cherub is regarded in traditional Christian angelology as an angel of the second hierarchy. So, in a nutshell, you can understand that Satan was an angel in charge of praise, or one of the archangels with outstanding ability and wisdom. He was also an extremely beautiful being. In Isaiah chapter 14, 12 through 15, it says, "How you have fallen from heaven, morning star, son of the dawn. You have been cast down to the earth, you who once laid low to the nation. You said in your hearts, I will ascend to the heavens, I will raise my throne above the stars of God. I will sit enthroned on the mount of assembly, on the utmost heights of Mount Ziphon. I will ascend above the tops of the clouds. I will make myself like the Most High." So, but you are brought down to the realm of the dead, to the depth of the pit. Due to his pride and desire to turn against God, Satan rebelled against God. You can find the trace of this story in Ezekiel chapter 12, how Satan dragged 1/3 of the stars of the sky, that is to say, 1/3 of the angels. Satan was powerful enough to corrupt 1/3 of angels and put them under him. Ephesians chapter 2 describes Satan as the ruler of the kingdom of the air. He is a great dragon and an ancient serpent. He possesses tremendous wisdom and power. He especially attacks the parts that are related to music. The Bible describes Satan as the evil one. In John chapter 8:44, Jesus says, "You belong to your father, the devil, and you want to carry out your father's desires. He was a murderer from the beginning, not holding to the truth, for there is no truth in him. When he lies, he speaks his native language, for he is a liar and the father of lies." He was a murderer from the beginning and a liar. That's how the Bible pictures him. In John chapter 5:19 says, "We know that we are children of God, and that the whole world is under the control of the evil one." Satan is the evil one. He is a murderer, a liar, and a wicked one. In Revelation chapter 12 verse 9 says that the great dragon was hurled down, that ancient serpent called the devil or Satan, who leads the whole world astray. He was hurled to the earth and his angels with him. He deceives the whole world. So far, I talked about two things. Satan has tremendous power and ability, and at the same time, he is overly wicked. This Satan is described as the king of the world in John chapter 12:31 and John chapter 16:11. And also as the God of this age in 2 Corinthians chapter 4:4. Satan, with his great power and ability and evil character, rules over the world as the king of the world and the God of this age. He even dared to test Jesus. In Matthew chapter 4, verse 8 through 9, the devil took him to a very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their splendor. "All this I will give it to you," he said, "if you will bow down and worship me." That's how he tested Jesus. He's working as the king of this world and God of the whole, God of this age. The one who deceives the whole world is now resigning over the world, starting from politics and authorities. This is a general idea about Satan. In next video, I will deal with more about Satan in depth. Thank you.